Hi everyone, this is Karak from Angry Centaur Gaming, and today I'm here to bring you the musical rendition of Full Metal Jacket. No, seriously, that'd be something though, wouldn't it, with like Celine Dion being the part of the drill instructor? But nope, today instead I'm gonna return from the future to bring you a review for the Halloween-based game Costume Quest 2, which happens to be a sequel, if you didn't figure that out from the 2 in the title. This game is the tale of Val Kilmer as he tries to find an outfit for Mardi Gras that won't show his girdle. Actually, no, it's Double Fine's next game in the Costume Quest line, as you probably guessed. A story of children dressing up and casting spells, shooting lasers, flinging buses, and otherwise acting exactly like normal kids would. But these particular kids have a unique problem. They have to fend off the schemes of an evil dentist whose goal in life is to stop Halloween because candy makes you fat and makes your teeth fall out. The quest involves time travel, a demonic Flavor Flav, and an assortment of bad guys all trying to stop your team of stalwart children. And again here, you collect costumes that impart special powers during battle and smash the shit out of anything in the game because everyone should experience what it's like to eat candy that just exploded out of a trash can at least once. Graphics are up first. As with most games from Double Fine, the world graphics are fairly well done, but there isn't a massive jump here from the original game to this sequel. Costumes impart some hilarious transformations when you equip them, and they add a good deal of atmosphere to the game. The various locations are also highly interesting, if a bit basic, and through it all you're still a bunch of pudgy meatbags with little tiny baby shoes for feet. The battle animations are once again fairly outstanding, with special attention being paid to the unique attacks all the costumes can deliver. Whether you're shitting out eggs onto an enemy or writing a declaration of destruction, the game battle scenes are where the game shines, and that's good, because you're going to be in them for at least 3/4 of the fucking game. The worlds have great childish look to them, though some areas are alternating between spooky or technological depending on the time frame of the world. It's a good atmosphere that plays to its simplicity well. I could have done with more environmental effects within the overall game world, but the lighting is top notch and the artist's slightly twisted architecture and creature design stand out. Sound, music, and voice. The sound's done well, whether you're throwing a bus on a bitch, lighting someone on fire, electrocuting a school principal, or just bouncing your belly off a steel drum with teeth, everything is done fairly well. The sound has an ethereal quality at times that lodges into your 12-year-old brain and adds to the atmosphere of the game. I did notice some muddy sound here and there, however, and though it could have been a combination of attack sounds and environmental sounds, it was noticeable to my ear but might not be to others. All around, good but not really great. Music. This is the kind of music that a game like Skylanders, thanks God, it doesn't have. The musical score during the game just sort of sits there overall with 1 to 2 tracks really hitting it off as anything remotely memorable, and the others are just plain there. Some would appear to be variations of the original game, while others are sort of simple synth and digital instruments that don't impart a feeling of atmosphere. However, the overall world music is somewhat good and at times spooky or cheerful depending on the situation. I would say this is passable but not really memorable. Voice. There is none, so nothing to review here. Up next, gameplay. Costume Quest isn't an open game. In fact, for the most part, it's fairly linear, with costumes unlocking special skills to let you go further in the world, which then nets you further costume parts. That is totally fine for this game, and I never felt constrained or held back by being blocked off from somewhere just because I didn't have the right costume. That being said, once again, some costumes can interact with the game world, and that makes exploring areas fun as you unlock new locations as you progress, but others do not and feel sort of wasted. Your job is to stop the wily evil dentist and his time travel plot to destroy Halloween and single-handedly put Jenny Craig out of business. Due to the time travel element, there are some rather enjoyable moments of seeing other kids aged and married and see how life turned out in the future. Overall, the game's writing is also fairly humorous. The battle system in Costume Quest is somewhat different than the previous titles, but anyone familiar with the original will understand these changes in seconds. Not only do the costumes give you unique abilities and strengths and weaknesses depending on the element of the enemy you face, but you can also use special creep cards that you can play during battle that affect the fight in a large variety of ways. As you battle, your super meter rises up to finally unlock your super move, which is usually a sight gag and a tremendously powerful attack or healing ability. Here we have a good number of systems that all work in tandem to make the battles somewhat engaging. And that is good up until about your 300th battle. Once again, the tedium of battle rears its head, and despite the elemental shifts in the game's system and a subtle difference to how you heal, the game is so mired in fighting that it can become downright tedious as you continue. Luckily, the game isn't a sprawling epic, but even after a few hours I began to lose interest, and that is usually a difficult thing for me to do. Throwing down cards, switching out costumes, and choosing who to fight and win all add flexibility to the game, but in the end, it's still pressing a button in a specific time frame, and that can get draining over a long period of time. Add that to the fact that once you find a team or group of costumes that you like and fit your overall battle plan, you may find yourself not switching out of them, as an unbalanced team can get you squashed like hope at an arranged marriage. Luckily, the little quests are actually usually enjoyable, if often repetitive, and the humor stands tall throughout the game. One moment you might be tooting your clown horn with a blues band, the next moment you might be dueling the devil at a crossroads, and later searching for Gandalf, the Sword of Black, costume. It's all adventurous and scratches the childhood itch you may have to return to simpler games. However, one issue rears its head, and that's that after playing South Park, The Stick of Truth, this game's battle system just really pales in overall comparison, and feels fairly shallow and time-worn. So what does Costume Quest get right? The costume's weaknesses and strengths add a good strategic element to the game. The humor here is actually mostly top-notch. The game throws something new at you constantly, though it's usually a very small addition when you really take it in as a package. It's not too long and not too short. The game's overall length was around 6.5 inches, completely normal. What does Costume Quest get wrong? For a game that hinges on constant, repetitive, almost monotonous series of battles, you can really feel weighed down after numerous fights, and though the game throws different looking enemies at you all the time, its basic overall nature leaks out through its adolescent pores. The music quality is truly schizophrenic at times, and sometimes the sound effects get a bit muddy depending on what's happening on the screen. So I rate games on a buy, wait for a sale, rent, or throw it into the garbage like bad candy rating scale. This is actually a wait for a sale. A combination of the monotonous battles, the somewhat repetitive quests, and the sometimes almost necessary costume combinations makes the game more of a chore than its price warrants. Waiting for a sale on this one would do a person well, because in that time maybe DLC will be announced or the price will better reflect the overall simplicity and lack of true growth within the title itself. So that's it. The review's over. If you liked it, hit like. If you disliked it, hit dislike. And always remember the cardinal rule of dressing up for Halloween. Never share someone's Conan codpiece. Peace out.